Hello, hello. Welcome everyone to the live stream. And tonight we got a special guest that we're going to have on, and it's going to be Casey from Excalibur Shovels. He is the owner. He's the man behind the quality shovels that I know I love for sure. I've got 4 of them. So I've actually got 2 shovels and I have 2 hand diggers. So he builds a quality product. They're all built right here in the U.S. and love his stuff. So who we got in the house tonight? We got Diggin' Daryl's here. Awesome. How's it going? We got Mikey. Who else we got in the house tonight? All right. Hopefully we'll have some people come in here and we will have some more. All right. So Daryl says he's got a hand digger also. You got one, you got the Sachs hand digger? That's awesome. I love mine. Yep, me too. I use mine all the time, man. Most definitely. So we got Casey. He's in the background just hanging out for a moment, and Workman's Adventures is here. All right. Good deal. Starting to get a few more people in. That's great. So we got G-Man is in the house, Northwest Alabama. First timer, just started detecting, and you need a good shovel. Where you're in the right place, G-Man. You are definitely in the right place, because Casey at Excalibur, he makes, in my opinion, the best shovel in the metal detecting business. So you're in the right spot. And Casey says he just mailed a couple to Alabama today in crimson red. Nice. I like that color. All right, well, without further ado, I'm going to bring Casey on so we could start talking. And there we go. We got Casey here. All right. Nice. There's some active people in the chat there. Talking. G-Man says he needs a good shovel. So I wonder if those are the ones you mailed. But he says he's new to the hobby. But we've got Casey on board here. He is the owner of Excalibur Shovels. He's a one-man show. I don't know how he does it, but he is the man. So, but I'd like to get to know a little bit more about you, Casey, as a detectorist, really, before we get into the business stuff. So right now you've got a Manicore. You use that the most?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I found some good stuff with it.
I bet you have.
I found big silver with it, which I didn't find with the other machines at this volume. But, I got a Barber half, and 1911 Barber half I dug up, and I got a key date SLQ. It's like I think it's a 24 or 26S. It's a key date, and some barber quarters with it, probably about 5 barber quarters, and in about 2 years now with it. So it's a good machine. I love it, but I am going through a dry spell lately without, I found a 1909 penny, but it's too beat up to know if it's a SVDB or anything like that. But I have dug an SVDB, 1909 SVDB. I have dug one, and it's in like XF condition. It's a really nice one. I like it.
You found a lot of stuff with the Manicore, and what's on your bucket list? Or not the whole thing, but what's one bucket list item you'd like to find?
So I found a gold ring with a Dos Pesos gold coin in it, but it was my friend, his dad dropped it, knocked it off the edge of the hot tub in the 1980s, and he's like, "You think you could find it?" So I went out there and I found it in like 15 minutes. But I haven't found a gold coin, and I want to find a gold coin. It would make me happy.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be the cherry on top. And the unfortunate thing is I had some friends take me to this spot, and there was shells everywhere. And this one I had my AT Pro. And after digging up like 100 shells, and the shells are hitting, like 22 shells hit like nickels, and then the larger calibers, they hit up there sometimes around a penny, but below a penny. And so I was very annoyed after digging 100 shells. And I went over this like vole pile of dirt where a vole had dug a hole, and it went off. And I was like, not again. I'm not even, I'm not digging any more shells today. And then my friend walked, he was 10, 15 feet behind me. He walked right up and he flipped up and it was a $5 gold coin. It was like 1880 something, $5 gold coin. And I had just seen it. I'm all, oh yeah, it was like a 60 something on my AT Pro. Whoopsies.
Yeah. It's we all, I think, get into that kind of groove when you're out there hunting. It's so frustrating sometimes. You can slaw, pull tabs, all this stuff that you're digging, and there's other things that fall into those ranges that are really cool, of course. And so you get into that mindset. It's like I do not want to dig another pull tab or whatever. And wow, that could be frustrating. Yeah. So
Yeah, I start off the day digging all sorts of repeaters. But then, when the day gets old, late in the day, then it gets to numbers I know. Like the Manticore, I like the 25 to 30, and then I like the other, but the thing is those some of them pennies, the Indians and wheat, some of them hit in the high 50s and the 50s on the Manticore, and yeah, there's a lot of trash in the area affecting your signal. But yeah, but the 50s on the Manticore it's like a trash hole area. There's good stuff in that range, but man, the amount of trash you dig up is abundantly ridiculous. So to the end of the day, it's numbers I know. Yeah, I like the 70s and 80s, and I like a nice 90s.
oh yeah,
Thanks, can people. Thanks for leaving all your cans behind, people.
I know, right? Thanks, and thanks for the guy that cuts the grass that runs over them.
Yeah. The person mowing just destroys them. Like my elementary school, I went there metal detected, and you can't, the first like third of the field, you can't even detect it because there's just can slaw everywhere. And you can just imagine just whoever's mowing just going right over them cans.
Yeah. And that's part of my job actually. And my boss, if I don't pick those, I've got a stick, to pick stuff like that up. And if I don't pick that stuff up, I mean, different kind of boss, I guess, some of them might, not care.
Get cut too. If you step on a can, that's
Mhm.
been chopped up by a lawnmower, you could get your foot cut. You
He
could cut
absolutely
your hand.
wants me to pick those up and not run over them. So, which is a good,
And I didn't really notice littering all that much. I didn't notice it until I started detecting. And then I became a litter stickler and condemn people that litter, because now I have to dig up their garbage. I have to dig up their Reese's wrapper and their pull tops to their yogurts.
yep. But yeah, the little foil things. Oh my gosh.
I'm all, it's going to be a gold coin this time.
Nope.
Nope. Pull tab.
Yep. Yep. And here's a good definition of irony. I was digging a curb and I dug a pull tab. Believe it or not, there's some pull tabs I've actually kept just because to me they're unique or different. You know what I mean? So I dug this one pull tab one day, and it was one of the really old ones that's like perfectly round. On the
Mm-hmm.
tail part of that tab, it says "Fight Litter" with a little hand and a bow tied around it. And I was like, isn't that ironic, right? Fight litter on a pull tab. And I just dug it up. So yeah, awesome.
Probably wasn't considered litter in that day. Yeah, it's just
Right.
such a minuscule piece. I'll throw it, and then somebody will dig it up later and enjoy. That'll be the one out of millions that was enjoyed that someone dug up.
Right. So the chances of you actually getting a gold coin where you're at are actually, I mean, the chances there, right? I mean,
Yeah. It's just a matter of that that stars aligning and
Mhm.
it happening. I dig gold coin signals. People, I think a lot of people think that most people don't, which most people don't. But I'm digging these gold coin repeatable signals. I'm digging nines repeating on the Manticore and tens, and it's a
Mhm.
lot of lead that I'm hoping is a gold coin, but it's a bullet.
Yeah.
So yeah, bullet bits and lead bits, but I'm digging those. And if it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, I've dug gold rings and some silver dollars. So I've got a decent collection of goodies. And that's why I really don't ever get down when I have a bad day or go through a dry spell detecting. can just go hang out with all my treasures, and they make me feel good. And they remind me of the good times. The good times, they outweigh the bad times. And when I have a bad day, I just think about I've had so many good days, so many amazing digs. It's all good. It's just a matter of time. It's getting the coil over the soil, right? Like
That's right.
some spots look perfect and there's nothing there. And some spots you'd never guess it and there's stuff all over. So it's just a matter of getting on that spot and seeing what's in the ground, and it's a never-ending chase.
You're right. Yeah. And you know, that's all part of the learning process too. I think with metal detecting is digging that trash helps you learn a lot. It helps you learn more and it helps you learn faster, really, to be able to tell the difference, you know, with the tones, with some signals. Of course, it fools you, you know, that's going to happen. I mean, but,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like
Mm-hmm.
you said, I still enjoy it. It's fun to me, even on bad days, just being able to get out is, you know, it does me a lot of good. So I'm going to pop a
Right.
few comments up here real quick. So Andrew's popped in and
Hey, Andrew T.
he says, "Sorry, I'm late." You're not really that late. No, we just been chatting about metal detecting here, Andrew, and just talking about a few things. And we got Need a Lawyer. I'm new and I use to locate utilities. Okay. So I know how it works. Not sure which sector to get. I'll revisit that for you. Need a lawyer. When it comes to recommendations, there's so many good detectors right now on the market that you can, you know, it really depends on your budget. So that's what you really want to look at first. And, and whether or not you want waterproof or not. That's the two things I look at. But, there's a lot of good detectors out there and a lot to choose from. So I'll come back to that and we could talk about that. Let's see. We got Digging Dude. He's here in the house from all the way from New York. How's it going?
See, there's that gold coin, the incused gold coin. I'd like to have that gold coin there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to have that. We got Jess, Miami Detecting. Just got here. Hope you didn't miss much. No, you did. Again, we were just sitting here chatting about metal detecting in general, really just kind of talking about that. So I I would like those in the chat who type into the chat whether or not you actually own an Excalibur shovel right now, and just or you know put the one you got. If you got a Cirque or a Merlin or Sax Digger or whatever, just throw it in the chat if you got one. Personally, I have a Cirque, the regular Cirque, and then what's the wide one called, Casey?
The what do you mean? The wide spade?
So that's the wide and long, I think, because the other one that I bought.
Yeah. Yeah, I got this one. This is the standard spade with
Mhm.
Cirque serrations, meaning there's serrations on both sides. It's 8 inches long and 4.25 inches wide. It's a great all around spade for hunting really well manicured lawns. You can take them in the fields. It's a really good all around spade. Then I have the wide spade,
Okay, yeah, I've
which is
got the
this
wide
guy right here.
though. It's
And this is the Merlin edition. But the wide spade is 7 inches wide and 9 inches long. And then I got the wide long spade, this
that
one here, and
one.
this one here is called Illusion Blue. And
Ooh,
it's a special request color.
that's a neat
And
color.
yeah, people love it. I had one. I was detecting and I had it. I had one that I painted for myself, well, powder coated for myself in this color. And someone pulled over and asked me about metal detecting, and then they bought it right there
Really?
from me. Yeah.
Wow. That's cool. That's cool.
So I sold it to them. So yeah, we got this, and this spade here. This is a wide long. It's 7 inches wide and 11 inches long. So if you're out in them farm fields and you got, a deep machine like that Manticore's deep, this is a good spade. It gets you A to B quicker. So recovery time is important. So the longer spade, the less digging you have to do. The shorter ones, yeah, sometimes you have to get down there with a hand digger and mine a little deeper. But with the wide long spade, it's going to speed up your recovery time.
Absolutely. And I was going to say you beat me to it, but I use my wide long in farm fields.
Yeah, you cut that wide long. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one. It was gold. Was it gold and black?
It's golden black. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's awesome. Like you said, you don't have
Right?
to spend. If you need to go deep, it only takes like one spade. You know, you're not down there digging and constantly going deeper and deeper. That shovel.
Right. Sometimes things are really deep, and it's like, how are you doing this, detector? How can you pick up on this? And I know giant stuff down there will hit really deep, but sometimes a nice little itty bitty coin is hitting deep, and it's just the conductivity is in your favor that day, or it's moist or whatever, and it goes deeper than normal, and it ends up being a coin. So if you got a longer spade, it's gonna speed up getting that.
Yeah. Let's see what we got here. These comments are kind of starting to stack up. People are getting active, but I love it. I love it. Mikey says he found. Oh, you found one of the same exact pull tabs with the fight litter. I'm guessing, Mikey. And Digging Dude says he's got a Merlin and he loves it.
Yes, Dick and Do wants the illusion blue. I've maxed out my each listing on my website maxes out, I think, at 12,000, but I offer every inch 17 to 51 inches. So 17, 18, 19, 20, all the way to 51. Then I have like 10 colors. Then I have two handles, and it all ends up adding up to maxing out what I can do. So then I have to split them up and do other weird things that don't make sense to people. But, I wish these software developers for the websites would figure out how to make it easier for me. But so I think what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to add like I've done with the ball handle. I can't throw that in because now the options, it gives too many. I can't put the listing up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a section on my website for the special request colors, and it'll be like a default thing. So whatever color you pick on the shovel will be overridden to whatever color you pick in that section. Like I have all sorts. I have like turquoise, and I have fire orange, which is orange with a gold hue to it. I've got almost all. I got chrome. I got all sorts of colors. I've got most colors that people want. I got the military green and the beige, and I do camo for people. You can do camo colors. You can do two colors, like a top half, bottom half. It just keeps me interested,
Right.
and so I like to offer all these options. And I can do stuff that the other guys can't do. That's the benefit with me.
And I love that. And I love being able to the color selection is just awesome. So for everyone here, there you go. He probably has the biggest selection of colors and something that will fit your liking there as far as the colors go. Detect, dig, smile. He was just saying the sound of a detector is another good thing to look at. Yep. Sound can be everything, especially VDIs. Don't even get me started on VDIs. But anyway.
Yeah, I love more than two tones.
I
I
do.
like I listen to the all tones or 50 tones because it's like a musical instrument at that point. But a five toner isn't bad either. But some people do like a one or a two toner. But to me, with a one or two tone, or even a three, my brain just quits caring after a while about the sounds. So when you have the 50 tones, or you're using a lot of tones, when a nickel hits, a nickel's hit so good. So you kind of have a great idea nickel's going to be there. And then yeah, it's just you can pick through. It's easier to pick through the targets, and you can be a little bit more picky with it. And sure, we all dig the in-betweeners that we are curious about, and we all skip some of those too. But you never know. Sometimes it's a normal coin just tilted in that direction that makes it hit like that, or sometimes it's a foreign coin or token. You just don't know. Got to dig it up.
That's right. Yeah. Digging Dude says he found that gold coin on a foreshore in New York, 2015.
On a what?
A foreshore.
For sure.
I'm assuming, you might need to explain that one, Digging Dude, because I'm not really sure either. I'm just,
Well, Digging Dude, I'm jealous of you, and I hope that that happens to me one day, and I can be united with a gold coin. I'll take a $1. I'll take a $1. I'm not greedy.
Oh, speaking of $1, I just posted a video, and this is a first for me. It's nothing that great, but it is a dollar coin. 2000
Sacagawea.
Sacagawea, yes. First one I've ever found, to be honest.
Hit good.
But you know what? I mean, look at it. You know what it looks like when it's new. It looks nothing
It's
like
all,
there's not
yeah,
even
those are
a
cool.
hint of that gold color left.
Yeah, I like those. And I've dug the presidential dollars too.
Yeah. Oh, and you talk about hitting good. I was using the DS2, and I just happened to be playing around with XY screen that day, and I've never seen
Perfect dot.
Earth. The line was solid.
It was a line.
Yeah, it was solid. It was just a perfect line, and the tone was awesome. This
Mhm.
rang up a 93 on the DS2. So
Yeah, yeah, that's right. And that, yeah, I think the on the AT Pro it was like 90, between 90 and 95.
mhm.
Dug them up. And then, yeah, on the Manticore is probably pretty close to those numbers too.
Digging Dude says the Merlin kicks arse. Awesome.
Yes, yes, the Merlin. It's a great go-to shovel for them traveling folk.
And okay, I think Workman's Adventures. I think I forgot where I was asking him, in the chat, but he says I don't, but probably will be ordering one since I broke mine Sunday. Well, I don't think you're gonna have to worry.
And that's the goal. That's the goal with me, is to not fail. And yeah, I think some of my shovels are some of the most least likely shovels to fail. Nothing ruins a good day of hunting worse than a bad broken shovel, because now you can't dig or you're handicapped digging. So having something reliable is very important to me, and that's why I call it Excalibur.
Well, they are reliable, and I have put mine through the ringer. I dig around roots a lot and stuff like that. I've cranked on it, and you name it, and no worries.
They have a flex point in them, so they'll flex a little. And then when it start to flex, that's the great indicator that you're maxing out its capabilities. So the best thing to do when it starts to flex is to go, if you're going in right here, you pull out and then go to the side and go into the side, go 90 degrees and then go in. And a lot of times, if it's stubborn ground, if it's a root, you're going to have to go around it, under it, or with my new shovel, you can go through it.
New shovel. We're going to have to get into that here in a few minutes. Andrew T says he's currently cleaning and tuning up my Excalibur Merlin for a 5-week trip to the UK.
Yep. And the Merlin it's like your car. If you turn your car into a race car, if you start putting superchargers on there, turbos, nitrous, put a giant engine in, well, now you got to get tires that much more often. Wait, now you got to get brakes that are beefier. So the Merlin's kind of like that. Now that there's multiple pieces going on, and Andrew got his before I had the instructions, but you have to, the best thing to do is when you're not using the Merlin is to keep the pieces separated. And then you want to use like a dry lube on the connection. And, the maintenance part is important with it, but you're getting a high quality, some of the nicest materials a shovel can be made from. That's the difference. People wonder why. They're like, why are your shovels expensive? And it's like, well, it's what? It's 8% of what you paid for your detector. But the reason is, it's like, look at a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or a Bugatti. They're buying the highest quality materials, and they're putting extra research and development into their work. That's what I'm doing, is I'm buying the best materials that I can find to build the strongest, most reliable, longest lasting shovels. And that's why I give a 5-year warranty with my shovels. But yes, the red, white, and blue, Digging Daryl. Yep, I call it the Patriot. You ever seen one of them?
I think I've seen that one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sounds
Red,
good.
white, and blue.
Yep. A Miami Detective just says I have not needed any digging spades here. I have several, but all I use is my hand digger. It's got a lot of coral and rock, and she needs a backhoe. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes, if something's deep in that stuff, it's got to be there for a while,
Mhm.
because if it's rocky, then the stuff doesn't sink nearly as fast as muddy or sandy or grassy.
Yeah. Riddle's Relic says your shovels came highly recommended, and I love it. Yeah, every chance I get, I recommend Casey's shovels because I don't think there's anything better out there in the market. And you mentioned the price, but there's a lot of shovels I've seen out there. You're going to pay 80, 90, almost $100 for them anyway. And I'm not throwing
Right.
shade on anybody else, but I think yours are the best. I'll just put it that way. Let's see if we got any more cool comments here. Brun Freeze in the house. Good. Digging Dude says, your shovel is such a pleasure to use.
Good. Thank you.
And I do my best to try to, and Brun Free has this question, and I think you can answer this. I'm not going to answer it, but she says, I'm not.
I send them all over the world. Send shovels. I've sent probably a dozen to Australia. Send them to Austria, and I've sent them to Israel, and I've sent them to South Korea and Malaysia, and all over the world. I have got people digging with Excalibur.
How about the UK? Or did you already mention that?
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah. There's a Team Pollard metal detecting on YouTube. They use them. They got some cool color combinations for theirs. There's numerous other people. There's like if you watch the video where Nugget Noggin digs the gold coin over there, he's using a Merlin.
Nice. So there you go, Run Free. He ships to Australia. So get you one. Get you an Excalibur. You will not be disappointed. Sorry if you hear noise. I got a cat behind me. I don't know what she's
And
doing.
a lot of people get them in Canada. I've sent a lot up there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Digging Deuce says a foreshore is a tidal shoreline. Okay. All right. Run Free dug up 3 British silver coins at a beach in Oz a week ago. Nice. All 1800s. Cool. Workman's Adventure says he's rough on shovels. So
yeah, and it's like a chef in a kitchen. It's are they baking with the right ingredients? Most people aren't. Most people are cutting corners, but I'm baking with the right ingredients. I'm baking with the filet mignon ingredients. That's what I'm cooking with. I'm cooking with the good stuff.
You want the right ingredients.
Yeah, if it can be built, it can be broke, but mine hold up very well. I had one warranty claim in 2024. So, well under 1% defect rate on my shovels. They're reliable. They'll be your trusty friend. You'll take them for granted after a short amount of time. He's just always there for you.
Nice. Andrew T says it's fantastic for digging deep rooted weeds. He's talking about the Merlin here. And you can also put it in a case and take it to England. There you go. And his is Nut Red. All right.
Yep. And people, just as common sense, no offense, you can't put them in your carry-on. Come on now. You got to put them in your case, your checked luggage, and then you can take them around the world.
I'm going to go to a screen share right here.
Yes, the glow in the dark. Yes, I glow in the dark. I can make your shovel glow.
That's right.
I can make black powder coat glow.
Right. Digging Daryl said the next shovel that he orders is going to be powder coated, glow in the dark. And he's selling hunt. Okay. Nice.
Yeah, and the thing is the black or the glow in the dark powder coat actually it adds an extra layer. So there's another benefit to being able to see it in the dark is it adds a layer of protection to the powder coat. The powder coat will last longer with the glow in the dark on it. It's a layer of protection. But the powder coats I'm using, I'm buying the nicest, most durable powder coat I can find. So it's just it's those little extras that you put in that Bugatti and Ferrari and Lamborghini. It's those extras, those little details that they pay attention to. That's the difference. That's what I do is I use the best materials possible. And then with my warranty for 5 years, I will repowder cut your shovel as many times as you want for free. You just got to pay for the shipping cost.
Everybody hear that? If you want to get it.
So, some people occasionally send them back and I just tune them up. I make sure, everything's straight on them. Everything looks good. Check the structural integrity. And then repowder coat it. If they want a different color from what they had before, that's no problem. And get it nice and brand new looking for them to continue digging with.
Hey, you're not going to find that anywhere else. You're not going to find it anywhere else. So, yeah, go back to the screen.
Back to that screen. All right. So the first one, I made this in like 2014. And it's one of those shovels that you see online. You're like, oh, you can modify this kind of shovel to be a metal detecting shovel. Well, they're not engineered to be modified like these suggestions online. So therefore, they fail. So this one lasted me about maybe a month, 3 weeks to a month of digging, 3 days, 4 days a week. And then I had to do modifications. So this thing has been modified many times over probably about 2000, about a year. It probably been modified about 10 times. But this is it right here. And you can see I cut a normal spade. Like they said, I cut this out of it. And then it failed. It failed right down the back. But then I reinforced it and added some strength to it.
You want
Then the shaft broke, so then I put a metal one on instead of the fiberglass, and as a result I had to make a handle. So this is the first archaic caveman edition, first one that got me into it all, and I just kept modifying it from that point. But yeah, this is the first one I ever made. The first, I'm not going to call it an Excalibur. It's a pre-Excalibur designed by me.
That's it's funny because I did the same thing with one of mine.
It worked well
It was
for a couple weeks.
a regular shovel, like a 18-inch, the small one.
Yeah.
From some store. I took a angle grinder to it and just started cutting. But you're right. It actually did.
And if you look at it this way, you pay $20 for that
Mhm.
shovel, okay? You break it in 1 month, okay? So 10 months, that's going to be $200 in shovels. You could get one of mine between, the price range is between 100 and 150. I mean, if you want a nice 51-inch shovel, material gets expensive. It's
Yeah.
twice as much as copper. The steel I use is twice as much as copper in cost. So it's a sacrifice, but it gives me that edge, as you'd say, on everybody. So
Well,
yeah, the margin aren't great, but hey, it's all about the dig. It's all about that, getting that treasure.
absolutely. Yeah, and
Okay.
that's exactly what I did at 20, 40, 60, 80. And then I bought a shovel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and you could use it as a machete. Yes, you could. Yes, and I've used mine to hack things and whatnot. And you could probably, it would take longer than an axe, but you could probably chop a tree down with it. You just have to keep, just
Mhm.
daggering it, and the tree would eventually give way. Why would you do that? I don't know. Maybe it's just a bad tree.
Mhm.
Maybe you need firewood. I don't know.
Yeah. Digadoo says he loves the ingenuity. That's what it takes.
And that's the thing is that I listen, like people give me feedback frequently. Andrew's given me feedback on the Merlin, and I take that feedback, and there can be criticisms, there can be positive feedback. I take it all and I put it back into my business and to make it better. So that Merlin connection has gotten better and better and better, and it's never broken, but it has, for some people, it has gotten stuck. If you get a lot of water in there, it'll get stuck, and then you gotta do something to do that. You gotta oil it, like with some 3-in-1 or some WD to get it apart. It's not easy, but if you properly lubricate it, depends upon how much you use it, but probably like once a week, once every other week, you shouldn't have any problems with it getting stuck. But it's the materials you use, and there's tricks with metal. Is like metals don't like other metals, so they call them dissimilar. So there's a
Mhm.
chart, and you have to look at it, and you can see that I can't switch it up and change to a stainless steel with a
Thank
high carbon steel because they don't like each other. They eat each
Mhm.
other.
Well, yeah, nice. Jean Peace here. She says, "Hey," and 5 miles in the house. Good evening.
Larry's in the house.
Yep, yep, yep. Larry's here. Casey. Jean Peace
Mhm.
says, "Good shovels."
I think
Yeah.
Tony the Tiger would say they're great.
They're great. That's right. Absolutely. He Stapley Metal Detects Cell UT. Casey just a few minutes ago. He wants to.
We can do a special Stapley camo paint job, pink and purple. But yeah, we got all colors. Maybe he wants a nice turquoise, or I got colors that I don't even know I have. I have to go relook and see it. I got a cool yellow now, electric yellow. So I test all the different powder coats out.
Right.
So all these different powder coats I try, I figure out which ones are going to last the longest, the most durable, and then I go with those. So I mean, we've gone through so many different powder coats, isolating the best powder coats for the shovels. So they're going to last really long. And yeah, the stickers, even the stickers I've invested, it's better and better stickers, even. I mean, I've
Yeah.
done, and then, this guy doesn't end with me when I get done working for the day
Yeah.
and the sun is setting on me and it's 10 o'clock. The neighbors complain if I make any noise. Then I'm in the house working on the website, making leather sheaths,
Nice.
make the sheaths too. And this design now is so nice. I've been using this one for a couple months now, and this design that I've got now on them it's so good. It's so good. Sits on you well. It holds the hand digger well. It gets rid of dirt well. This thing is tuned in. It took me like a year of
Mhm.
making these to really get something that was really, really good.
Now that sheath that fits right, the standard hand digger.
Not
Okay.
the sax digger. The sax digger, what you got to grab is one of those T-handle shovel clips for your belt. The T-handle ones. You can just throw your sax digger on that. You can even, because the sax comes in a T-handle, a D-handle, a pistol grip, and a ball handle. So I just did a ball handle one, and the pistol grip is popular, which is it's a T handle, but it's turned, and that's popular. It's a great effective tool. And the D handle, I've seen a lot of people buy the D handle sacks for kids because
Oh,
they're just a perfect shell for kids. Uh, yeah, but the sack sticker, yeah, you're gonna have to get like a shovel. I don't have a holster for that. But people. The thing is, that's things that people influence me. There's some guy sent me a picture of he made this awesome leather sheath for his big spade, and I was like, because I've tried to make them before, and it just gets complicated. It's just like, oh man, and it's like, how many hours do I have in the day? It's like, how many strands of hair are gonna fall from the top of this dome here before it all ends for me, right?
right.
But yeah, it's a good this guy sent me, it's a great, the way he did it was it's clever, and it's effective and simple. I love simplicity. When you can make something complicated with simplicity, or not complicated, something rare or unique, and it's in its simplest form, then it's hard to rip that off, especially if
Mhm.
you got a patent. Like myself, I got a patent on my shovels, so under the metal detectorist shovel.
Nice. I mean, well, I don't. You should absolutely.
Yeah, there's only me and the other guys. They're out of Finland,
Oh,
and
and
they're
all
it's a
right.
great
Uh,
player.
Send a super sticker. Thank you, Digging Dude. I appreciate that for the super sticker. Thank you very much. And Gene Peace is a beast, and
I did a really cool yellow and red one.
got mine with my name.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll put your name, or I'll put your mother's name on it, or your nickname, or your telephone number. And I'm going like this. I'm going whoop. I'm stamping it in there. So it's pretty dang good, but it's not perfect. I'm not a laser
I got. Yeah.
I'd like to be one, but
So,
my precision's pretty good, but not perfect.
so it's kind of like on the actual spade itself.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, you
got
can put them anywhere.
A stamped in it.
Let's see if this focuses. Focus for me.
Okay, just like that. Yeah, nice.
Yep, yep. So that's you can do all sorts of stuff on them. They're all dated too. Your shovel is dated on it, and I hid it on there, but you can find it if you look. Can you write my name? No, but that just is because it would just. I've just never tried that. I could maybe do that. I could try on a piece of scrap and see what it looks like, but it probably just dent it. I do like the handles. Sometimes I'll do like the D handles on the side of the D handles.
Yeah.
I've done that. Like I did one for Bill Ladd that says his name on it on the D handle part. And then the spade, I do it on the spade usually. And the cool thing about my shovels is if you see somebody with one and you're like, hey, I want your shovel. I want this exact shovel. I want the exact one. Well, what you can do is you can take a look at the front of the spade and see if this will focus there. Up, down, it's opposites. So it's stamped there. If you can see
The 3 letters.
right there, ST40WL.
Okay. Yeah.
So that will give you the exact Merlin that this is right here, which is a Cirque serrated T handle, 40 inches in overall length. That's from the tip of the spade to the end of the handle, 40 inches.
Mhm.
And it's got the wide, long spade. Isn't that easy?
That is easy.
Like Excalibur vocabulary. I have fun with this. I have fun with it.
Awesome. Let's see
Mm-hmm.
what else we got here. Digging Daryl says we need a shovel that chisels through super hard dry dirt. Okay.
You know what I would say is this is a trick that a lot of people don't really realize, and some people know it very well. But if you're in concrete, like the thing is certain times of year that dirt is probably easy to dig in the spring or winter or sometime. I've noticed there's places I go, I can cut the ground like butter, and then in the summertime it's concrete, right? But the trick is if you're out there and you want to get through some really hard dirt, it's like my shovel will cover you on all digging types, so digging in everywhere. You can even go to the beach with mine. Yeah, a beach scoop is going to be better, but my shovel covers the widest range of digging. But if you're in concrete and you really want to dig up stuff, you get a pick. Get a pick at Home Depot, and you can get through that ground so fast with one. I know a lot of guys that use them on like road base. If you're out detecting roads, and they'll use those. I use mine. They're maybe they are a little faster with the pick than I am. But the thing is you can damage things easier with a pick. But
Yeah.
the pick it's a very good tool. I've thought about making them, but it's like how many hours in the day do I have?
Right. Exactly. Stapley says thanks, Mr. Key.
Like I knew he'd like pink and purple.
Yeah.
Do you know what's cool? Is cool camo colors is black and chrome. That's a good color combination. My personal shovel is black, camo, black, and orange because I like orange. Yes, that's what Tony would say. Gene P is they're great.
That's right.
And
And this is actually my daughter here. She says red and orange.
yeah, red and orange would be a good color combo. I've maybe done a couple like that. But yeah, it's all the colors in the light spectrum.
Nice. Gene P says I'll take a pink and purple next time.
Yeah, there's the one I forgot her name, but she got a pink and purple. It was so cool.
Larry says I got to get with you sometime. I want to design Eve's Kingdom shovel. Okay.
Yeah, I'm open to those things. Most of I'd probably say 50% of the time I can do what people want me to do. So sometimes I've had them put a crossbar up high on the shaft so they can have like an extra high step. I've welded in swivel straps for strap so that they can put a strap on it and sling it over their back. I've done all sorts of strange things for people that I normally don't do on my shovels, but if I can do it, I'll do it. And if sometimes it doesn't cost anything extra, and sometimes it does. It just depends upon the time and the materials and all that.
Yeah, I would imagine you kind of have to take into account, is it really going to affect the performance or what?
Yeah, and that's the thing is you don't know. Yeah, like these my shovels, I've got thousands of hours of research and development in them. So kind of worked out what's going on. But then people come along and they want you to do something like a sax digger that's 34 inches long. And it's like, well, there's not enough meat down there to handle the amount of leverage that you're going to be able to put on it. And but you know what? If you want one, I'll do it. Like I did it for Jay Diggs. He got a 34-inch sax digger, and I told him, I was like, you got to be careful with cranking on it because you can have a failure because there's just not a lot of meat down there.
Gene says it's time to hire an assistant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd probably save me a couple strands of hair top of my head, but yeah, it would be nice to have some help with this because it's so time consuming. And this is you got people that have a 40-hour a week work job. It's that'd be nice. That'd be real nice.
Yeah.
But I'm more like 50 to 60 a week
Yeah.
because I'm there's just so much to be done doing the website work, the leather work, then all the shovel work, and I build them all by hand so that they're done right. You got to do them right,
Right.
and I don't take shortcuts. I bite the bullet and do it the way it needs to be done because I don't want the shovel. I don't want to have your adventure ruined because my shovel failed.
Yeah.
I want you to have a good day detecting.
Not sure if you mentioned one of the best things regarding your shovels is the ability to or order custom shovel height and length. Yep.
Yeah.
That's a great thing.
Yep. And longer, shorter is going to be slightly lighter, but longer, they tend to be easier to dig with, especially if you have like back problems. So longer shovels are better, like 40-inch to 51 inches. They're going to be better for you if you have back problems because you don't have to bend as much with them. When you got shorter shovels, just it goes hand in hand, right? The shorter you have to bend over. So yeah, so that's what you get with the longer shovels. It's easier to dig. I've found. I was a 31-inch guy forever for like I don't know, probably like 7 years. Then I went to 36-inch, and I really liked that 36-inch. And now I'm using a 40-inch, and I like the 40-inch. So I'll probably stick to the 40-inch for now. And it's not heavy. I can carry it all day. You know what? Your shoulder will get. That's the thing is using better materials. I can make them lighter. But your shoulder from swinging will hurt faster than your arm from holding the shovel. So it's you can't say your day ended because the Excalibur wore you out and was too heavy.
And Peter's ducking out, looks like. Thanks for coming in this live, Peter. It's good to have you here. And let's see, Workman says black and chrome always looks good. That's what his bike and truck are.
Yeah.
Yep. Andrew T says dig a shallow plug, dig it 2 layers, great for hard ground. All right.
Yeah, that burnt orange, that's my favorite color, is that burnt orange color. It looks like it's red to some people, but it's orange to me. That's my favorite color. So that's what I coat my shovels with. Personals.
Dig a dude's Merlin. Merlin is a 43-inch. Right.
Yeah, that's good. Good. 43 less bendy. And then what does that break down to? That's like what? 21, like probably about 22 inches each piece when you break it down because of the connection piece adds a little bit of length.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's 22, your luggage is going to be, enough to fit that. Even a backpack could probably fit that inside and you could zip it shut.
Yeah, absolutely. So I do have a question for you. What made you come up with the name Excalibur? How'd you come up with the name?
I came up with a name because if somebody goes, my shovel is a lesh, by the time you get home, you're not going to know what they said. You're not going to remember that. You want to have something that people aren't going to forget. And when I thought of it, I was like, man, I got to figure out if somebody else has done this because it's kind of a no brainer and no one else had. So that's when I went with that name. And I was like, maybe Excelsior, but then no Excalibur. It makes sense. It's a great sword.
Easier to.
And people, when you're out there and someone wields an Excalibur and goes, it's an Excalibur. When you get home, you're all, I'm going to look up an Excalibur. It's just, it's a great name. It's, I think it's almost perfect.
It is, because you've got all the different naming conventions too. Cirque, Merlin.
Fun with it. I have fun with it. We got Merlin, yeah. We got Galahad and Lancelot, and it's Arthur. So we're including as many as we can. And yeah, people do suggest strange things to me for names, and it's fun and entertaining for me.
Yeah. And
Uh-huh.
Dude does mention that it does fit in his check luggage and the large XP backpack.
Yeah, see? Yeah, you can just check it right in there and then fly out to your digging destination. And then you don't have to use, I hear they have terrible shovels over there in England for the like groups of people that go out. They just have like a shed full of them. And if you're like the last person to get a shovel, it's usually not good.
Yeah.
If you bring your own shovel over there, you can let everybody go dig for that shovel, dig a shovel out, but you're already out on the field digging because you brought your Merlin with you.
Awesome.
Mhm.
And Brunfree says, I do have a friend in the US that has your shovel and loves it. Highly recommended. Yeah. So Brun, if you can ever get you one, get one, because you won't be sorry, promise. And Digga Dude says Excalibur is a perfect name. I do see one question right here, so if we'll just open it up real quick for questions, and I'm going to throw that up there. But if anybody has questions for Casey, please put them in the chat. And Mikey's,
Yeah, that'll fit. It'll fit pretty much all of them. All the hand diggers. It's long, so you got a couple extra inches in there on most hand diggers. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll fit all of the other guys.
but why not get yours?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like.
And you know what? Some people are like, I don't like that there's let's get this one. There's a metal handle on your hand digger. Well, it's like, well, this is not going to, it's not going to spin around on you. It's not going to come off. It's a piece of steel. It's
Right.
it's now all one here. Right. But some people ask me if you can get like bicycle or motorcycle hand grips, and they're all basically the same size, and I can do a a piece on here, and you can go buy whatever handle you want. You can go on, you know, Amazon, eBay, and you can buy that, and then you can just buy one of mine, and then you can just slide on whatever handle you want over it, and now you got the handle you wanted on your Excalibur. And there's some people that do that, and I got to add that to the website, but the website can't handle it. It's not sophisticated enough.
No, it's had enough. Huh?
It's there's so many options that it is.
There's so much on the site can't handle it.
There is. Yep.
And Digging Dude confirms that the shovels are terrible in the UK. Yeah.
Yep, that's what I hear. I hear that it's like the farther you are down the line in getting your shovel, the worse it is. It's not even all that fun. So, it's just think if you could go to England, right? And you took your bed with you and you got to sleep in your own bed, right? That's like Excalibur. You get to take it with you. We all want to sleep in our own bed.
And Brun asked about weight, but Brun, I think that really depends. If you're talking about the shovel,
They're light. They're super light because I'm using a steel that is ridiculously strong, and it's just it's expensive. And so what do you think here? It's so like a T handle is that's 31 inches long, is about 2 pounds 10 ounces. When you get to the 40-inch lengths, you get like 3.25 to 3.5 pounds. And that depends upon the spade size. The wide long gets closer to 3.5 pounds at 40 inches. Now, if you look at like what does an ancient medieval sword weigh? Well, they're not really weighing much more than 4 pounds. So, because think about it, you got to fight all day long, right? You want to win. So
Yeah.
they're like, I think it says the range on a medieval sword is like 2 or 2.5 pounds to 4 pounds. It's right in that range. That's where my shovels stay. Even some of I've gotten 51 inches and put them on the scale, and they're like 3 pounds, 11 ounces. So they're just barely over 3.5 pounds. And that's the difference between mine and the other guys is they are getting the steel that is a better deal, and therefore they have to get thicker sidewalls to be able to last and hold up. And I tell people, like some people name a shovel to me, and I tell them, all, yeah, mine will outlast 2 of those, 4 of those, 5 of them, because it will.
I paid $85 for a shovel. I won't mention the brand, but it's, I mean, the shaft and the T handle are hollow.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, and I cap them all.
yeah,
Everything's capped and closed in. The
but
D handles are closed.
it's,
See this? That's closed
mm,
in
but
on both sides, so you don't fill with dirt
yeah,
and debris.
and but they seem really, the metal seem really thin on it.
Yeah, yeah. Some of it's just thin, and it's some people call it Chinese mystery metal.
Chinese mystery metal. Yeah.
Yep, yep. You don't know what you're getting.
We got Rocky Mountain Prospector in the stream tonight. Hello. How's it going? I appreciate you stopping in. And Mikey says thanks for the response because he goes through the nylon ones frequently.
Yeah, yeah. And then I like wrap. I used to use one, and then I'd wrap it with like duct tape to like because it was cutting down the sides, and then that wouldn't even last like a day with the duct tape. I'd just cut the duct tape up. But yeah, these will last a lot longer. They're just so well built now, and the design, once the dirt's in there, once it dries out, it just falls right through. You're not packing a bunch of dirt in there.
Mhm.
And just the way it sits on your body is nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're really good.
Ian, Andrew T says they are light for ladies and strong. I drag mine behind me so I know where I've been, right on the beach in the field.
Right, right. I thought someone was following me with a peg leg one time, but it was me dragging my shovel.
Yeah, all right.
I realized I was like, wait a minute, that was me. You've already been there, Casey. Come on.
Yeah, I do
Don't
that.
detect. But I have detected a spot, the same exact piece of ground, going different directions, up, down, left, right, across. And like the sixth cross that I go over the same piece of ground, all of a sudden there's a little squeak in there, and I find a coin or a token or something really cool. It's amazing how the angles matter so much with your metal detector.
Yeah. As long as it's like this, it's probably going to blow your ears out. But, when it's like that or on the edge and all that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, then it gets harder to get them to hit. And
Yep.
if you walk over, some people say, well, if you want to know if it's a coin, if it hits, go 90 degrees and then swing. If it hits again, it's a coin. Well, there have been plenty of times when I've done that and it's a coin and it didn't hit both ways. It's either trash in the ground or the way the coin is sitting in the ground. It just depends. It's all about getting in there and digging and seeing what's what.
Yeah, I think it's Gary Blackwell says the spade is the best discriminator. Oh,
Right? Yeah, yeah.
it is, yeah.
It's it chops into the box of chocolates because you don't know what you're gonna get until that spade goes into the ground, not the chocolate.
Got some question from Digging Dude here. Does the blade have to be so long for a root buster?
Nope. Nope, it doesn't. That one's 11 inches, and we'll be adding the 9-incher soon and the 8-inch. It's just a matter of getting on there and building that listing for the website.
Well, why is like the actual, you've seen those root slayer shovels, and I think like Lowe's has a version of. Why are those so long, you think? I mean, they seem to be like super.
Because they want you to break it, so you have to buy a new one.
That makes sense.
But I see a lot of those getting broken. It's crazy to me. There's some brands out there that people I've noticed they fail, so people are switching over to mine because they're less likely to fail on them. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, yeah, could it be shorter than 8 inches? I mean, yeah, I could make one shorter than 8 inches. I don't know how effective it would be. The thing is meat. When there's less meat, there's less effective. So that's what it comes down to is, if it's got mass to it. The thing is you can make a shovel too light. You can definitely make one too light. Then it's going to be really, really tough digging in the hard ground. It's got to be that a median spot. And that's where we've got these tuned in is a median spot. It's enough mass to dig through the widest range of conditions that you'll run into. Yeah, and that'd be cool to put one on a Merlin. And yeah, so that's another thing. Ooh, I've got to add it to the Merlin. And can the Merlin listing help, take that? Can it be added to it, or will it max it out?
Hmm.
Only the website and the developers of the website know. And I guess me once I put it in. But yeah, I did one for somebody already, a 8-inch long effects for somebody. And yeah, and they like it. I think it's 29 inches.
Hey, thanks, Digging Dude, for being here. Thanks, everyone, for being here in the stream. A hat. Yeah.
You guys want to know a crazy secret that I found? What you do is if your shoulder's getting tired metal detecting, what you do is you get a pool noodle, right? And you cut a section about 6 inches long of the pool noodle, and then you just put it in your armpit. So, say this speaker here that I'm listening to you with is a pool noodle piece. You just put it right in here, and then you let your arm sit on it, and you can swing for way longer. This was that. I tell you, you make about $1 an hour detecting. It's
That sometimes, right?
yeah, it's not what people think it is. If it was really, if people were just out there digging up all these gold rings and jewelry and stuff, then everybody be doing it.
Yep.
So it just goes that you have to have that not give up in you to be a metal detectorist. You got to be able to go have the hard days and not let them get you down, and have the people that say no on permissions. Don't let them get you down, and you're going to end up finding a bunch of good stuff, and you'll make a lot of good friends if you keep asking permission. And I've had people call me many years later, like 3 or 4 years later, after they said no, and they're all, I want you to come detect. So I've had that happen. So, just always show your passion for metal detecting when you ask people.
He also says he's never sold anything he's found. I have not either. I haven't even. That's not why I do it. I do it for the history and just I don't know. I love it. I just love the hobby. I mean,
I just like to hang out with the loot. It's, if you have a bad day detecting, go hang out with your collection. It'll make you feel a lot better, especially got some good stuff in there. Yeah, I share a lot. I got so much good stuff.
Mhm.
And the thing is like the one people that you got to go for are the real estate developers. They're usually well off. And I found expensive things, and I tell them about it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I've never had them ask for it or ask for value, half the value, anything like that. They just say, keep it, enjoy it." And I've had so many, so I don't mind sharing with
Mhm.
property owners at all. It's I want them to realize why I do what I do, and it's the passion of that next eureka moment.
Mhm. I mean, I do appreciate you coming on, Casey, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
told us a lot about your products and the shovels. Again, I swear by your shovels. I do try to mention almost every video. Sometimes I miss it, but it's I love them. And I did a review. Let me pull this up real quick if anybody wants to see it. Well, it's not really a review. It was like an unboxing that I did of your pistol grip.
Yes. You got the green one?
I got the green one.
Yeah, the green. That green, people love the green because if you're lost in the middle of nowhere, you just got to wave it in the air when the helicopter plane passes by and they'll see
Yeah,
you.
I like the color. I really do. I think it was
It's neon green. I call it dragon green
green.
because it's related to, Excalibur.
Yeah. So, no more questions. No one else has any questions for Casey. Well, Casey
And that looks like it.
went on, and
I got my copy of the American Digger magazine with Larry's Bullseye Canteen on it. I was there and saw him after he had plucked it from the earth and he was holding it. And I'm like, what is that? I'd throw it in the in the recycle bin. I'm glad that so now I know. I mean, if I find one of them, I'm going to wax all over it, wax it good with some antiquing wax, and I'm going to preserve it and present it. It's like when I first started, I threw away all the screwdriver handles I found because they were abundant. And then somebody told me that, oh, those are Model T valve stem caps. Yeah. It's like digging nickels. I didn't dig a nickel for the first 2 years of detecting unless it was in a spill because I didn't ever wave the dang nickel to realize that it doesn't hit like a penny, a dime, or a quarter or half dollar, right? The nickels are a mid-tone on most machines. So that's a main thing. That's what I would tell people that are starting is wave all the coins and a nickel, especially in front of it. Dig nickels because they're so cool too. Buffaloes and V nickels and shield nickels. They're so cool.
Yeah, I've got buffaloes. I've dug a buff. I've never dug a shield or a V. I've got buffaloes. The thing I don't like about the buffaloes though is that was a really poor design. Putting
Yeah,
it
on that.
on its shoulder. Come on. I mean,
Mhm.
like, it wears off. That's the first thing that goes.
Yeah, I get a flashlight and I just go 360 around it. And a lot of times I can see it. And then, yeah, I've stared at coins for 4 to 6 hours, not all together, but over time trying to see the date.
Yeah.
Like that 1909 I just found. It's like, come on, have a VDB and then have an S.
Larry says, I didn't know what it was. He said, that's funny because I didn't know what it was.
Yep. That's crazy. It's crazy cool. It's a great relic. It's a great display piece. I like the display pieces. I like when someone comes in and they're like, what's that? Wow, that's cool. And then I'm like, ooh, somebody wants to listen to me because everybody else that I've talked their ear off, they don't want to hear me. I get to tell them about this now.
Yeah, that's the other.
And the family comes in, they're like, not again.
I don't want to hear it.
Yep, not again. Not this story again, Casey, please.
I get that too. Dig and Do says dig all non-ferrous. Hey, that's a good, again, you're not going to know actually what it is till you dig it. So,
Yep, and I'm digging a lot of ferrous, Mine Lab. Digging a lot of iron that's hitting good. Please, I'm messing with iron bias. I'm trying everything.
well,
A nice high tone, and it's like, why?
and I think most of them don't like digging iron, but there's actually a lot less, but there's some cool iron stuff out there.
Yeah, you can get a gun.
Cool stuff, but
Guns. I've seen people get brass and like iron brass knuckles. So like guy dug some brass. Well, they're made out of iron though.
Yeah.
Digging an iron signal from the eights. So really cool stuff. But for the most part, yeah, it's gonna be not that great. And leave it for the archaeologist.
There you go. They don't like us, right? Most they think we're all just out there.
You know what? If everybody got a detector and started detecting. So if everybody started digging up, well, like if all the archaeologists became diggers and started to dig up the historical items, okay, all of them got together and did that, they'd be able to dig up between 1% and 3% of what is out there.
Mm-hmm.
For them to have any issues, it's like, guys, I know there's some cool stuff that you can figure out and find out, but that detectors don't and might mess up. But if you guys all got your tools out, started digging, 1% to 3% of what people consider treasure or artifacts is what they can get to. 90 something percent is not gonna. We will never dig it up.
And honestly, they really don't care about a random home site that's in a farm field somewhere. Honestly, so
Right.
they're not even going to mess with.
Like Custer's Last Stand, they went around and got the shells, and they could tell by where the pin hit on them, where how the soldiers moved around the site and how they got decimated. So, that's cool that detectors could have ruined that if they went in there and dug all that up. But yeah, so I see the positives to it, and I respect them. But it's like I like football and you like soccer or something like that. It's just different points of views.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up here, Casey. And again, I appreciate you coming on tonight and spending some time with us. And yeah, so I love your shovels.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me on. And get out there, everybody,
Uh,
and dig.
Get out there and dig. We got a weekend coming up. The weather is finally getting pretty good here for it to be August. And I'm going to try to go out this weekend as well. And I'm going to be checking out that Carnifex.
Yes. Yes.
All right, everyone. Have a good night. I appreciate you stopping in, and we'll see you on the next stream.